Ladies and gentlemen, let us show you the very special platform, Generation Z, about equality and freedom. So we would like to kindly ask you, Mrs. Olga Rudneva, to be a moderator. So, the director of the Olena Pinchuk Foundation. So we would like to invite Mrs. Anna Priyanka, Alexandra Sitko, Daria Shulak, please. And Sofia Kristina Borysiuk, please welcome on stage. So, Olga, the floor is yours. So, greetings. So, first of all, I would like to express special thanks. I would like to express special thanks for replacement, and thank you to Yulia Tymoshenko and Sonia Koshkina because of the delay, and it's great to talk about Generation Z. So, well, I would like to explain why we do have this panel. So, well, this is the third year the Ukrainian platform, the Ukrainian Women Cobras, is creating this special platform. So, well, the organizer put the very special questions. Maybe it's a great idea to ask the next generation what they would like to get regarding the gender inequality. So, do they face the same problem as we? And then that's why we decided to invite four very special girls, and I would like to introduce them because it was a great special idea to choose that girls. Sophia Anna-Priyanka, 17 years old, the awarded lady was the Duke of Edinburgh. Also, Sophia is interested in the phenomenon of the Generation Z, making the investigations on the surrounding and the Generation Z kids. And so, well, she launched the Sophia YouTube channel. And also, I would like to say that instead of flying to Canada, she changed her ticket just to stay with us. And another one, Sofia Kristina Borysiuk, 14 years old, professional chess player, professional dancer, the founder of the ECHO Foundation, and also she started to deal with the 134 representatives of different schools so well. She's also always Zero Waste School program participant. So, well, greetings to Sofia Kristina. Mrs. Alexandra Sitkora, she has birthday. Happy birthday to you. And she decided to stay with us just to celebrate her 16 years old. She is a conceptual person following the conceptual ideas. So we just may be too old to pronounce this conceptualism word. And another one is a student of the National Relationship. She's a journal. She is the worker. She's a speaker of the Superwoman Conference. She's also a teacher of NBA Hits, and also she's a co-founder of the social project Move, and also she already had a speech of the Girls to Leader program, and she had the speech in the parliament. So, well, first of all, just to lack of the misunderstanding, we have to determine what does it mean the Generation Z is. Could you explain what does it mean Generation Z? So, well, and I asked the girls to briefly explain what does it mean Generation Z. So, well, could you tell us just one phrase, one sentence about Generation Z, what it's about? The Generation Z, this is we, those we. Then the main feature is that we are not patient. We're not patient because we need to do anything right now, right here. All the changes should be right now, and we should be fast right now, right here. All the changes should be done here, right now. So, well, we understand that. So, well, the youngest, they really are so really just fast, and they want to do so fast all the changes. What about you? What do you think? Well, Wikipedia says that Generation Z, that's the people there, youngest were born 1990s. But for me, Z means not or to choose, but and plus and. So well, we would like to be smart, beautiful, influential, and keep silence, and talk, and to do it on time. So, well, quite understandable. Well, it's possible. Sophia Christina, as for me, Generation Z, the teenagers, those dependents on gadgets, internet, social media, etc. So, well, it seems to me, finally, I also feel myself like Generation Z. So, well, what about you? I do agree with Christina. We do multitaskers also, but I can say that this is something which is characterized for everybody. But it also depends on our physiological stuff. Men, they have Linnean type of brain, and for girls, the brain is of so-called multitasked approaches. So we do absolutely different, but we have multi-touched experience. I mean, and the girls, we have more of this ability. So what do you think? We do not want to say which is correct, which is incorrect, but could you explain what is gender equality for you, for your young generation? What does it mean, gender equality? So first of all, that means that we have the equal choice, both from and that's the same equal choice for women, for men, and I think that it starts from family. So well, I need to do something, and also first of all, gender equality or inequality comes from your brain and also connected to your family too. So we have to change our mindsets, etc. If the mindsets would be different, then it would be different situation in school, in a different families, etc. For me, gender equality, that's a opportunity to choose what to do, what type of profession to get. Do not be scared of being yourself. Don't to be scared to be oppressed by the people around you, etc. Not to be oppressed or not to be scared of what they are talking about you or whatever. And it's about your choice and about your freedom. And well, what about you? In my understanding, the equality is also kind of a manipulative thing. So when in ancient China, they told that the equality of those who are not equal led to the inequality as a whole idea. So as a teenager, I am ready to support you, but I cannot support you in gender equality, but we have to say it should be respect to the needs of everyone. And gender equality for me, and gender equality, it means this equal opportunity to realize your dreams and then just to get what you want, what type of work. So, well, we already determined, we now know, and what does it mean, Generation Z, what gender equality for them. But I do have another question. And so could you tell us, have you ever faced with the specific oppression because of your gender, because you are different? Now you're different. Have you ever face this problem? If not, then just tell us about this. Have you ever faced this? Have you this type of experience? So, well, let's say, have you ever had that you just felt yourself even worse than the man? So, well, I was studying here in Ukraine. So, well, now I'm working. I'm just studying in Ukraine. So while in Ukraine, I've never faced this problem. I was not oppressed. I had no limits in my achievements and having my desires because of my gender. But I also had this specific limits. Yes, it was like that. So, but in Canada's school, and they always ask in Canada how we can help both to boys to girls, so to realize their potential. So, well, in our school, we have the rugby team, the girls team, the biggest, and we don't have the specific culinary school group. And also, every year, for the role of the president of the school, we're just trying to choose both boy and girl. And it doesn't matter. It's a kind of a motivation for you. It doesn't matter what gender you are, but you have a lot of opportunity to reach what you want. And thank you so much. And we have the ideas to join with the previous panel, educational panel. So for us, it would be nice for educational leaders to hear your sayings, because for them it would be nice. So, well, I've never faced this discrimination or gender challenges or whatever, but I faced some things dealing with the gender stereotypes. And so, well, especially with them, people, those who are older than me. So, well, I had the information team exams. I got the very interesting specific notes from this person. So, well, why are you, so nervous about the results of your exams? You would be a wife of the diplomat or prime minister or whatever. So, well, it's we have the Department of the Foreign languages. They say that if you are, studying there, the international research relations, that means you would become so-called like a whole of the diplomat. This is what they say is sometimes, and so you have to be with masculine energy, they say, and just to be successful. But it was very hard to share with this experience about the diplomats, let's say girlfriends, and we've already. We already talked to her, and I pushed her to share with us. So Dash is a student of the Institute of Foreign Affairs. For us, it's very important to hear today, 2019, and she shared with us with this. It seems to me that we faced it, even talking about you are a boy or you are a girl. That's just a phrase that we just, under this so-called wrong understanding of equality with the very young childhood. For example, if a boy just crying, then they say, you are a boy. Why? So what? Well, foolish things. You are a girl. Why are you just so aggressive? You are the girl, not a boy, whatever. So, and emotions from one side is not bad, but you have to be responsible for your emotions, because emotions leads to the thoughts, and thoughts leads to our active things and activities. So, well, what about you? I have this study situation. I'm always still in professional level with chess players, and also I play chess together with boys, and it's a kind of a motivation for you. Then you have to understand that you can be on a equal level with boys. So they are not accepting you like the second, sort or whatever. So, well, and if I'm just playing with a boy and then I will win, then what? So in the very beginning, the boy, when I win, the boy becomes so upset, and everybody's asking, why are you crying? Because, I just, had some pain, etc. So, well, and that was funny, because if you are a winner, so, and the boy is not a winner, so, well, they say, why? Because the boy was so, unhealthy, etc. So, because in sport we have two different programs, the programs for boys and programs for girls, quite obvious. But the thing is that the man is not ready to, let the women win. This is what happened with you. It's a kind of a normal approach because men is different, and for him it's specific different things. So we're different. We're different because we've born or being a man or being a woman, at least. That's a kind of a sistership. You have to understand if you need to provide the support, then you're providing the support. Thank you. And then this year, together with the Foundation Coca-Cola, we started the research, and it was regarding the stereotypes in regards with women. And the main insight I got that was we got this thesis understanding, and that was a kind of the way of stereotyping the women coming from men. But also we came to the conclusion that sometimes women also create a stereotyping process towards the men. So, a few years ago we said, oh, if a woman driving the extremely luxury car, this lady is just, let's say, living for the money she gets from her men. We were talking to the people between 30 till 35 and talking about the stereotypes. And the youngest generation also was asked about stereotypization. So could you tell us about stereotypes? 70% of Ukrainian men and then 61% of Ukrainian women, they supports the understanding and the opinion that woman is a kind of a protector and beauty. 61% those who agreed, maybe those who would like to be very beautiful and then they want to be a housekeeper and etc. So we'll both for have to understand, and we have to admit that the lady should avoid the understanding that she must do something, she owes something, whatever. It's a kind of a limitation for the woman. And so, once I've talked to the lady, and then she says two girlfriends, and they say, well, I would like to make a career, and another say, I would like to stay at home and then to take care of my husband, etc. So it's normal, but both are correct, both are okay, but they have to follow their rules. Do you agree with this understanding that the lady is smart and household number one keeper? I think I am the girl to reach the goals first, and after reaching the goals, then I would be ready to be beautiful and smart. To reach the goals first. Okay, I love it. I like this generation. What about you, Alexandra? 52% of men and 65% of ladies, they support completely the saying that ladies are so weak. That's the weakest gender. So 1/3 belongs to the saying that we are very weak in math, and we believe that women is a kind of a very so-called weak gender. What does it mean weak? What does it mean weak? What does it mean strong? And these, I tell you, the women or a woman is stronger than a man. And if a woman is in harmony, she's okay in this life. So, she's not working hard, but she's going to work with the great satisfaction. So, and if the lady has the husband to protect her, then she's going to. That means you mean that what? If I just, like hard worker, then what? I have to be very happy with it. So, well, I don't want to ask money, financial support from my husband. Maybe my husband is, not so successful, and he doesn't, earn enough or whatever. So, what if? Are you married? No. We have the partnership relationship. I have a partner. And what about your childhood? In your childhood, your mom was married. Yes, my mom was married, but I have a family, and we had both sources for support. We were all economically independent. My mom was hard worker. My father was hard worker. So, well, until 6 years, we understand that everything what's going on around us is also influential. So, if in case someone in our family, in this very case, father, which did, for example, mama works, father doesn't work, mama goes to work hard. So then, and the young girl, when the young girl sees this situation, so will she understand that she needs to go to make, money and to be so strong and etc. So then the girl is trying to follow this sample of her father. So it was a kind of interesting biological experiment. So we have Sophia Christina, 40% of men and 40% of women, they say that it is possible for a man to prohibit something to do for the women. I think it's not always like that. So it depends on the specific extreme situation. For example, a woman would like to go to the specific extreme sports force, extreme sports. Maybe it's possible he prohibits me to go. No, he's just trying to support, to protect you, not to be wounded or to break your legs or whatever. But it's my legs. It's my decision. I'm quite adult to make my own decision. I can make my own money. How it could be prohibited from him to go to the mountain? But it means that this man is trying to take care of you. And for example, if you would like to realize yourself, that means what? To go to hiking or whatever. But if he wants to work, and then, for example, you decided that you want to do what you want, and he says, no, you'd rather not. You stay at home because I need to earn money, he says. I think it's a kind of a limitation for the woman. The woman also should have a choice to make money or to do something what she wants. At least principally, if it's okay for the woman, so the prohibition could be okay, right? If it's a kind of a taking care of the girl, that's okay. Well, I disagree. I think if it's a kind of a care, it should be kind of a recommendation from him. I would recommend you, with the love, not to go to this area, not to go for a hiking tour, because your legs should be healthy. If we're talking about prohibition, that means also you can mention that it could be in a different relationship. For example, real stories. The boy is writing, what do you think? What do you do now? I'm dealing with my own businesses, etc. Are you spending time with the women or men, etc.? So, well, if it should be the human rights, and women should be the part of the human rights. If we're talking about prohibitions for creating carriers, working with boys, with the few boys the same time to work with them. It's a prohibition. Well, I think that this broadcasting would be also for boys to watch. Why not? So, well, we're talking about the human rights. We have to be very serious. So, well, it's the absolutely personal things, right? I want to add, to my opinion, the relationship should be in between two people. Well, we're just talking about this after living in my parents' house. We have to understand that sometimes our parents they know about us better, but when we're just starting to live our adult life, we have to understand that the principle of mentorship should not be the dominating principles. It should not be like that. I tell you what you should do. To prohibit something, it's the lack of respect. It should be recommendation, but it should not be disrespect. Because if something like a kind of a prohibition from the side of the husband, well, it's a kind of a disrespect. But they should not tell you you should do this. Well, it should be like that. You can, or I recommend you, but it's not you should. And well, they say you shouldn't because you're kind of a something, and they say. That's a kind of unconsciousness understanding. If we're talking that there is a prohibition, it should be explanation why. They say you have to be quiet. You are a girl. You are wearing dresses, etc. And you have to be very careful. There is a choice. If it's a kind of a recommendations, my recommendations to do this, but you have your personal choice. And my parents, they did like that, and they do this, and they always recommend. But if I'm making my own decision, I have my head. I do not want to sit quiet. I do my way, and I do my decision by my own. Okay, so we do have some specific. The last stereotype, let's pass through. Dasha would like to say 9% of the men, 9% of the men, only 9%, and 16% of women, they say that being married, that's a kind of the golden dream of a woman. So that's the best idea, the most important thing of a woman. Disagree completely, because for me, the life dream, it's what we are trying to reach for a long period of time, for the period of lifetime for us. So yes, you can say I realize myself, but the dream takes more time than others. For me to marry, it means like it's okay. That's and then half a year. This is what you can realize for half a year or any moments you want. The life dream, it's absolutely different. The golden dream, it's what you can share with the world. The dream is for what you're here and why you're here, to understand. When I was 14 years old, I was thinking that it is so easy to marry a boy for half a year, as fast for half a year. When I turned 15, I stopped to think like this. I think this researcher were out of the teenagers, but I want to say the Generation Z, we just, we are just friends. We are having some romantic relationship. It's normal for us. We're just dealing these partnerships with each other. So why we are doing this? Because we want to reach our goals by ourselves, doing this way. And despite of the fact that we have romantic relationship, it's great, but we are avoiding the so-called dependency in this relationship. We want to concentrate on our self-development. That is why we choose the free relationship, freedom, let's say. So we are too far from the goal to just marry someone, and it's also quite often those girls who are from the low-income families, they are not understanding the other opportunities. The only one thing for them is to marry someone, and unfortunately, it's true. And to be successful in marriage, this is for those with a low income. You have to understand, if you're just making some way, you have to take into consideration the income of the family. So, well, in the Facebook, we found some research figures, and, we have the average figures, but in Facebook, you found that the general situation is better than in the reality. So we're talking about these big cities. And I also would like to leave few minutes for Q&A session, and I want every of the panelist participant to say about your desire. What would you like from us to do? What type of changes regarding the gender equality do you need to change your lives? Because you will continue to live with these changes. So for me, for maximum success, just to reach what I want, I want all the discussion panels' ideas would convert it into activity. I've been listening to every speaker yesterday, and I was so excited. And no doubt that we all are thinking very progressive way. And I want to show you secret, open my secret. They say, oh, this is so lucky. You're lucky because you're living in Canada, studying there. So, well, yes, I made a lot of efforts to study there. So, well, but I'm still here, and I'm discussing with you how to make my country better. So we have lots of very perspective, talented young people. They are not coming back because they did not know what to do. We have to be in need here. If we are in need, then we will return back to Ukraine after the studying process there abroad. So I believe that we will be back to Ukraine, and we will change the situation for better way in Ukraine together with you. Thank you. That's a great idea. So it's great to follow the plans, and that's use all the action plans to be transformed into the activity. What I do really need the good positive examples. That's a rolling models to follow the positive examples, because I need to understand that I can do the same efforts just to be as successful as, for example, this lady. Lots of books were written about, but we have to understand what is the way, what is the breakthrough from the side of the women just to be successful. So, we have to understand it. And even you have to understand how to do it and how to break through. I want to have this advertisement. I have the Mentor Project. the name of the project, and the majority of our participants here in this Congress, they are our mentors, and we were choosing the successful women just to show the best mentorship samples for the girls. So thank you, dear mentors. Because of you, we can demonstrate this positive examples. What about you, Alexander? I think we don't need the lessons of old-fashioned style. We do not sit on the physical training lessons. What we need, we have to have the lessons how to accept yourself as a personality. Communication lessons from both genders. We have to understand the behavioral models. If we do not understand the behavioral patterns, then we will communicate wrongly. We have to understand, we have to choose, we have to realize, and then to be realized. This is the system, how it works. In our country, in Ukraine, we should not have the equality. We have to understand respect. We have to accept all these values and respects from both genders. Thank you. It was just a challenge to the educational system of Ukraine. Alexandra is studying at the alternative school. They have 7 school kids in the class. So I have 2 lessons per day. I have 2 lessons. After 2, I'm going to have the self-preparational hours, and then school supports my self-realization options. And I do have the choice what I do want. I don't have physical trainings. I don't have labor's lessons. I don't want to have knitting stuff. So my mom will train how to be a tailor, at least. But I do very happy that I study at alternative school. What about you, Christine? And I have the same, like Darius, as there is a possibility to have the platform, as you've said. You have to have the best examples, positive examples. And it should be great to even write a letter to this person and to ask. I've asked for many times, what would you like to reach? What type of profession you would like to become? And, I'm dealing with the different things, different activities, programming, sports activities. And for me, it would be very useful to get the experience from the best examples. I would be very happy to write someone and just to get recommendations, advices from the person, successful person, and just to find maybe it's IT company so I need to get the recommendations, at least maybe the best to say the recommendations and advices. Thank you so much. So we got this mentorship demands. It's really mentorship demands. Every woman here in our hall could be a potential mentor. And, you can practice this mentorship for your everyday life and in your life. And then just to do not scared to offer your support. But for us, it's very important to support our girls. So we've heard about mentorship. We've got about demands regarding the choice, the right for choice. And then we have 5 minutes for Q&A session. We have about 2 questions.
Sorry for interrupting with this leg breaking. It's not the problem that a man thinks that we will break a leg. They are sure, they are convinced that we are going to break the leg. So this is kind of rooted in their mind. And I would like to ask a piece of advice, because here we have a lot of ladies politicians. So your creative advice, how to change in politics, because men know for sure in politics whenever we go, whenever we offer, we're going to break the leg. So your pieces of advice, how to change this set of mind. I believe that the men believe in this as we partially believe in it ourselves. And each woman often thinks that she is not going to succeed, she is not going to then she tries to project this point of view on the surrounding. And then she convinces herself that she's not going to succeed. And then by all of her action, she also proves that she's not going to succeed. So I think you start with yourself, and before going to the world and broadcasting your position, please check whether you truly believe in this. So, self-awareness is extremely important thing. I will honestly respond, and I would like to say that anything going to be nice with such a Congress, we're going to change the all the point views, and everything will be butterflies and unicorns, but it's kind of hard and very complex to fight social stereotypes, both male and female. It should start with the school, it should start with the family, and probably by the school subjects, as we've mentioned yesterday, that this is impossible during the education, that you cannot change something just by introduction to school subject. It should just start like with the mother, like with the breastfeeding, yeah, and will be the best result. This will be the best equality for next generation, and next generation will have it as a norm in their head. And yesterday, when they were no mistake, they were addressing, not using the feminative gender. They were correcting, but this is just a small indication. But everything is deeper. Okay, do we have something to add? Sophia? I think parents would have shown this to us if they had been shown this. How can they know this? Again, we are going back to education. If there is a chance, they will teach us. As for the politics, we should respect man and the man should respect us. Again, raising the topic of knowing how to speak and how to respect each other. We respect men respect us. We don't do their job, we are not doing their job. This is the respect and the ability to communicate. Of course, we're going to join the politics, but still we need to believe and to say it. And this is the lessons how to accept yourself. If you accept yourself, you believe in what you do. But it should be accompanied with the family, because in school you are provided with opportunities. So go, you can do physical education, you can have posters with Marie Curie, and when you come home and your parents say, okay, dress, put on a dress, I'm talking about very basic things, but still it should be accompanied. I don't know whether we have some time. Okay, we have so many questions. This is our 5 minutes of glory. Okay, one question. You're welcome. So the mic is here. Or we can just go without the coffee break. Okay, ladies, I would like to express my gratitude for your words, for your inspiration on the other side. Dasha, thank you for speaking up. And my question is to Alexandra mostly. You've mentioned that if you need, your mother can show how to sew. In my non-alternative school 50 years ago, or a little less, I was taught how to mend socks, both girls and boys. And this experience was kind of useful, and I recommend you to know how to mend the clothes and ask your daddy to teach you how to do it. And the question to everybody, you've spoken about that a lot of things depend on the family. A couple of expansion on about your families, because in some families people behave in another way. I would like to hear a few things about your family, probably one statement from everybody. One sentence. Just very, very briefly. Basically, I have an extraordinary family. I have both parents who contributed most to what I am now. I don't have any siblings. Probably unfortunately, or probably for the best. I don't know what it would be if it would have been the different way. My parents truly respected each other, and the domestic chores and the housework, some daily routines, is usually done by both parents, depending on who is more tired, who is less tired. My father does the ironing for 25 years, and it's okay. And he does the dishes when he knows that the mother is tired, and the mom can help him with some other things if she sees that he needs it. Very briefly, because they are showing that the time is running up. My parents do everything together. Yesterday I was listening to the discussion when people talked that mama picks up from the kindergarten, from school. Yeah, this happens so, especially when it is a single mom, but I think that I'm extremely lucky because my parents contributed a lot. It was a mutual contribution, and it was shaping the personality. I was taken from school by my parents. I was taught how to read by both of my parents. So this every single day action, it lays a foundation. Thank you for the personal question. What can I say? So it was your labor classes. My labor classes when I was in a state school, it was as follows. We were just taking some notes. We didn't have any needles. We didn't have any threads. We were just taking some notes. What kind of labor is that? So this is our education. And family, one sentence about your family. Okay. You know that I can approach my father and ask him to teach me how to sew. I can, but what do I need it if I have a mom? Because mom, who knows how to do it? Because the father was taught, the mother was taught, but this is my selection to approach my mom. Again, I have a father who protects and spoils and will spoil me until I get married. Why? Because my father understands that this is his duty to maintain his daughter until she is successful. Now I'm happy, I'm successful, that I'm supported by my dad. Thank you for the question. I have very nice family. I am always supported. I have a mom, a grandmom, and what do you need more? You have 2 dogs and 2 cats. What else do you need? And everything is just wonderful. Okay, I'm grateful to you girls. You are unbelievable. Thank you, Alexandra, for her birthday party. Sophia for staying with us. We have a very, very small break, and then we go back to the next discussion in 20 minutes. So thank you, the participants, for this interesting discussions. Please remain on stage for the group photo. Dear guests, we have now the break up.